Good evening. I would like to call to order the Kaiser City Council in regular holiday session. It is Monday, December 15th, 2025, and ask our city recorder to please call roll.
Councilor Parsons.
Here.
Councilor Kohler.
Here.
Mayor Clark.
Here.
Council President Starr.
Here.
Councilor Dran.
Here.
Councilor Christopher.
Councilor Christopher is currently excused, and then we will take action under item 4 to bring her into the meeting.
Councilor Cross. Councilor Cross.
Not yet. And Councilor Cross is excused for work.
Okay. And Youth Councilor Guptill.
Here. Thank you very much. I did say holiday session. We are all in a very holiday mood after the big parade, but this is a regular session. And with that, I would invite everybody who is able to stand and all join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you very much. We will now go to special orders of business, and this will be under Council Rules of Procedure 3.10, attendance. And for the City Council to deem it important for that Councilor Christopher appear electronically and be considered in attendance for this meeting. And with that, I would like to entertain a motion.
I move to allow Councilor Christopher to attend the meeting electronically and be considered in attendance.
Depends on where she is, but I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded that Councilor Christopher be permitted to appear electronically and be considered in attendance for this meeting. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously. Welcome, Councilor Christopher. Glad you are zooming in. With that, we are going to now go to committee reports. And I have a few people giving committee reports. I'm going to start off with Tammy Kunz from the Greater Northeast Kaiser Neighborhood Association.
We're going to go under public comment.
You're under public comment. Okay, number 6. I see it on here. Liam Stitt, Parks Board report.
You caught me off guard. I was, thought I was going to go towards the end, but okay. Where was it? Liam Stitt, Kaiser, reporting for Parks Board. This is first time, so apologize if I am slow.
You're doing great.
Thank you. So at our October meeting, we had several people come up for the appearance of interested citizens. We had one gentleman who had an idea for what he called an adopt-a-pot. Basically, local citizens would sponsor sponsor plants to plant in the pots in Kaiser Rapids right as you enter towards the amphitheater by the pickleball and dog park parking lot. He said they were run down more or less, and he thought it would be a good idea to get more business awareness. Additionally, we had a couple people who wanted to comment on the proposed structure that might be put in at Kaiser Rapids Park that I'm sure you are all aware, and I got news that there's going to be a town hall meeting on that. So our chair, Matt Lawyer, directed them to come to that town hall and express their opinions on it. But they shared a couple things that they weren't in favor of. It. What else? We had we had a group of people representing the disc golf. Mm-hmm. Yes, Capital City Disc Golf Club requesting a grant to improve the disc golf course at Kaiser Rapids. They had shared with us some great information about what they had done just this past year to really improve the disc golf. they had, I think, was it 31,000 rounds of games they had calculated over the last year were played there. Shows you how popular it is. And they had made a whole bunch of effort in removing invasive species, and they were working on trying to plant native plants as well. So board unanimously approved a grant for them. I can't, do you remember how much it was?
Not to exceed 4,000.
Not to exceed 4,000, there it is. And our chair, Matt Lawyer, shared with us an update on the Gold Star Memorial Monument. The monument will be delivered in January, and we had some businesses like Salem Electric provide labor for materials of installing the flagpole there. And there will be a dedication date for the 7th of February for the Gold Star Memorial Monument in Ryan J. Hill Park. And I think that's it. Yes. Anything you have to add? No? Okay, that's it.
That's a lot. Well done.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. For those who are watching, Liam is our youth liaison to the Parks Board and does a magnificent job, very professional. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for doing that. Any questions? Councilor Christopher, you have a question?
Thank you. So you said 31,000 rounds of disc golf. I just wanted to verify that.
Yes.
Like 3,000 rounds a month, right?
That's what they told us, yes.
Wow, okay. I just wanted to make sure wow, okay.
I know, that's what I said too, wow.
Yes. It's a very popular course, and this improvement's going to be able to add more capacity, as I understand it. That's fantastic. Well, and thank you
Wow,
to everybody with
I had
volunteerism.
no idea. That is really something.
Yeah,
I haven't been there in quite a while personally, but it must be very popular then, so.
indeed. Any other questions for Liam? All right, thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you.
And really appreciate your report.
Council President Starr, I love your hat. It's very, very nice.
All right, thank you. Robin Barney, the Community Diversity Engagement Committee, report and a proposal.
Good evening, Mayor Clark and council people, and thank you for the opportunity for me to share the December CDEC report with you. It was our privilege to hear from Chris Adams. She's with the Kaiser Community Library, and she was giving us an update on what the library is doing. The numbers have increased over the last couple of months, and their children's programs have literally exploded with attendance. And they have most recently developed a Friends of the Library group, which is designed to help the library either volunteer-wise or financially. She also mentioned some involvement with the West Kaiser Neighborhood Association, where they're busy promoting programs and activities to encourage the neighborhood to connect with each other. Chris also indicated that the Cummings Neighborhood Family Council, it's a new organization in that area, and they're helping build the community connection and build it more resilient and helping those families in need in that area. Jacqueline Green from the Greater Northwest Kaiser Neighborhood Association was in attendance. She explained that they are working on an action plan to present to the city for lighting, potholes, and fencing. And the most amazing news that she was able to deliver is that they have over 300 homes in their neighborhood that are part of the Neighborhood Watch.
Excellent.
CDEC also discussed some budgetary needs, but those needs are definitely dependent on two events in which we'll need to come to the city for approval, and also one for approval with the city. And Larry Potter is approaching the fire department and police department to see if we can partner with them in the summer's barbecue. And later, after my presentation, you will hear a proposal regarding a larger event that we would like to put together, considered either All Nations Day or All Flags Day. The city, one of our goals at CDC is to invite a city committee member or department to attend our meeting and discuss with us what they actually do and if we could be of any assistance in anything that they need, whether it's volunteering or gathering information. And the committee members have already assigned themselves. So you'll be hearing, hopefully we will give you 3 months prior notice so you can be ready to either come yourselves or assign somebody. We've also been discussing an off-site meeting, which has been put on pause for January. We would like to go off campus in February, and we're going to start with the Southeast Community Center. The reason we would like to go off-site is that we believe we can collect and engage more community members if we're at a off-site location. We are checking to make sure that the OWL can come with us and that we've got major seating. The new pastor at the Southeast Community Center would like to meet with us prior to, so that's why the January meeting's on pause for right now. So as far as the monthly observances for the proclamations, right now we are working off the 2025 list that we received until council can put together the 2026 list, in which at that point we'll go ahead and pivot and move forward with that. There was also some discussion on pedestrian crossing safety. And the committee has decided to wait for the feedback from the multi-module safety committee and see what their recommendations are. The only thing that we could come up with is using the crossing flags, which would be a lesser expense than, say, major light, the crossing lights, walk or stop, and painting of the lines, I think, is going to be a little more expensive. So we're just putting that on pause until we hear back. City Manager Woods also provided for us a committee flyer from the Kaiser Police Department that they are distributing for immigrant enforcement, and in 2 weeks that flyer will be in the Kaiser Times. Our meeting began at 6:03. I'm sorry, I was 3 minutes late, I was distracted. And it ended at 6:58 with Marlene Parsons as advisory council. At this time, I'd like to bring forward our proposal.
I'm going to press pause, see if there's any questions up to this point. Thank you. Because this is a topic in and of itself. Okay.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity to present this evening. The Community Diversity Engagement Committee is here to propose an event to the City Council of major magnitude. I like that word. We would like your consent to move forward drafting a plan to create and orchestrate a multicultural event at the end of the summer. We would consider it, and the name hasn't been established, as either All Nations or All Flags Day. The idea is to use the city center grounds and a building to host this multicultural festival. This would be a one-day event with cultural vendors, entertainment, food, education. The plan would be to utilize the gazebo and the stage in the city center. For the entertainment, outside grounds would be Chalmers Park, would be used for cultural vendors, and the city grassy area in the middle would be used for cooling stations, cultural demonstrations, and local civic committees. And we're hoping that the Cultural Center will allow us to put food trucks there. We won't have to have any food vendors on site. Would also need the plan is also, if possible, we're going to be using those people that we have invite those people to come who have either been at 71 and a senior moment here. We will go ahead and look into getting the different cultural groups from the Salem and Kaiser area. As far as infrastructure would be, we would need cones, parking, picnic tables, barriers at 2 different driveways. And we're hoping that the porta potties with hand washing and garbage collection would be donated. CDC would also like to sell bottled water to generate payback funds to the city, which we know that that won't be a lot, but we feel like we need to contribute back. And marketing and materials to be created and developed by the Kaiser Times. As a committee, we will locate sponsors or in-kind trades to alleviate any expenses we may be into. We do not believe in spending hard-earned tax dollars, and we will do our best to offset any of those costs. When we receive the approval, we'll go ahead and move forward and create a budget to provide to you in February. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, just to reflect back, what you're asking for us tonight is, a go-ahead
Approval of
in
concept?
concept to, yeah, I see your hand, Council Christopher, I'll come to you. So to go ahead with bringing a more fleshed out proposal and putting together a work group, or a committee that would, work on fleshing this out and then bring a solid proposal with some, dates, costs and so forth and more details. Is that the step you're
That
asking
is
for us?
correct. We
Okay.
wanted to make sure that we were going the right direction, and this was something that the city would like to entertain. So before we started any discussion, in-depth discussion or planning, we wanted to make sure we had approval.
And then, one more question. Do you have a group from your committee that would like to be part of this planning team?
Yes, each one of the committee members will take on a certain responsibility and develop their own committee to develop whatever they're responsible for. So say if I'm responsible for food trucks, it would be up to me to make sure to go out and get those food trucks, make sure that they have the correct permitting and licensing and can be self-sustained.
So the committee itself will be the planning committee, is that what I'm hearing?
Correct.
All right, thank you very much. Councilor Christopher, question?
Thank you. So, first off, I love this idea, Robin, and I want to tell you how confident I am that you can pull this off because of your experience and I was the same with the mayor. Who's the project director? I'm assuming as chair, you're the overall project director, which gives me great confidence. I think that's exactly right. And I'd be happy to help you with this in any way. I hope you get to us in February so we know so that we can put it through the budget process so we'll know what you're spending. Thank you so much for the nod to taxpayers and spending taxpayer money. But let me just say how proud I am of you guys. This is a brand new committee and this is a big, you're biting off a great big project and I'm super, super proud and want to help you in any way, and that includes fundraising.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Councilor Kohler?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. You know, Councilor Christopher, she may not be high in stature, but she is high in abilities and talents, so thank you. I agree with that. So have you checked with the Civic Center planning people to see if there are any dates available this summer?
Have not yet, still
That might be something kind of
wanted to
important
make
to
sure
do,
that we
because
had
that fills
approval
up
from the city.
really
I didn't want to
quick.
overstep.
So that's going to be a really quick one right there to check on possible dates and so forth, and other events happening as well. Youth Councilor Guptill.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just had a quick question. Are you guys wanting this to kind of be similar to World Beat that they have
Yes,
down
that
in
was the
Salem?
name I was forgetting. Yes, went to World Bait this last summer and collected a lot of vendor cards that are very much so interested in coming and showing off their talents and teaching us who they are, what and what they believe in.
Okay,
Love
thank
it.
you.
Maybe mini beat.
Yes.
Any other questions? So going forward, do I have consensus by council that we would like to direct the Community Diversity Engagement Committee to pursue full development of this proposal and bring it back as quickly as possible because summer will be here before we know it? Anybody dissent from that direction?
Is that her hand up again?
It is. Councilor Christopher, are you good with that? Okay, your hand is still up.
I'm so good with that.
Okay. Do you have another question? Your hand is still up.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, just checking. Okay. Please, yes, with our blessing, our enthusiastic support, and I look forward to partnering to bring a wonderful event here to Kaiser to celebrate our many cultures that make up one community.
Thank you so very much. You'll see us back in February with our, with our outline.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That is all the committee reports I have. Is there anybody else here to report on a city committee? Is there anyone here to report on a neighborhood association? Okay. Youth Councilor Guptill, did you have a report this evening?
I do not, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We'll then go on to public comment. This time is provided for citizens to address the council on any matters other than those on the agenda scheduled for public hearing. We have one public hearing this evening, and that is authorizing the city manager to sign purchase and sale agreement with CPD Real Company LLC. So if you're here for that, please stand by. Other than that, I do have 2 people signed up, and I'll start off with Tammy Kunz. I tried to call you up earlier, but now it's your turn. And friends.
Tammy Kunz, Kaiser. You want to introduce yourself?
Okay, Ken Schmidt, Kaiser, and Karen Schmidt.
Okay.
So we are here to address a concern. Their fence was hit by a car, and they have communicated a little bit, and Bill is aware because I touched base with Bill. They were wanting some boulders to be placed in their yard to help prevent it from a car or any other vehicle from going into their bedroom window or their house. Bill said they weren't able to do that at this time, so I'm hoping that talking to the collaborative, we can find a different way to go about getting it. I'm gonna let you share a little bit, and I have a copy of the report and the case number, but I don't know that I want to give it online.
If you, before you start, do you want that entered into the record for public comment or not? It's up to you. If you do,
Okay.
just give it to, Ms. Bissett. If not, and that way it can be
I will
incorporated.
give this to Melissa
Okay.
when we're done.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Schmidt.
Okay, we are on the corner of Shamawa and Kinglet.
Got it.
Anyone that's familiar with Kaiser for any length of time would recognize Gary's Barbershop, Gary's Place. That's our corner right there.
Okay.
And the vehicle was making an illegal U-turn and ended up, scraped the side of our cedar tree in the front and pushed on it was a chain link fence. It didn't actually damage the fence. And fortunately, I didn't make any insurance claim or anything, but, I've always been a little concerned about that corner. If someone would come around the corner too fast, they could potentially end up in our bedroom, which is on that side of the house. So.
They do have pictures that, I will connect them with Melissa, and they can share their pictures with Melissa so they can be entered into the record too. So I'm just wondering what we can do as a city and as a community to protect them in the future. And
Sounds like,
figured I'd bring it to the collaborative because y'all work better together than alone.
teamwork makes the dream work. And we have several homes along that same stretch that have the big boulders. And I just got a report. I'm going to take a little, if I may. One of your neighbors recently had somebody hit the rock in their front yard and it saved their lives. It was the Kellogg family. And I talked to her and she's showed me some wonderful pictures of how the big rock high-centered the truck. And anyway, want to leave it there. We want to focus on you. Mr. Lawyer, do you want to let us know kind of where this is in the planning process?
Well, it's really not anywhere in the planning process. It was conveyed to me, the request was to place boulders on private property, and I said, I cannot assist you with that.
Okay.
We took a risk and put some boulders on Shamar Road Northeast on the corner. After, within a couple months, 2 vehicles went through the fence and almost into a house. The risk is boulders are not considered safe for vehicle to to stop vehicles, I guess is the way to say it. The only real thing that is approved and allowed to be a guardrail or a Jersey barrier. If you're familiar with the Jersey barrier, that's a big concrete barrier that they use on the freeways between the direction of travel. But I took the gamble on the one house on Shamar Road because it was, on the off side of travel, if you will. And, I just took that risk. In this case, with as big as the property is that they have, as much room as is there, I would not recommend putting boulders in the right-of-way along that stretch of Shamar Road.
Do you have possible recommendations or resources that they might be able to access to work with creating a design for their property?
Just local landscape architects, people with landscaping experience could help maybe come up with something that works for on their property. That is a pretty wide piece of right-of-way right there, though. Very wide. It's very unusual on that stretch of Shamar Road to have that much right-of-way all along the property.
Yeah. Our primary concern is on the Kinglet side, the Shamawa side, not so much.
The Kinglet side, again, I can't
Yeah.
put city resources on private property. I think that's kind of easily understood.
Okay.
The Kinglet side, I'd have to look at it real hard. I would be hard pressed initially to recommend anything but a Jersey barrier because of that left turn movement and people heading right into it. That would be if I was going to recommend something right now tonight, it would be a Jersey barrier along that section. And the thing about Jersey barriers, they stop cars, but they're kind of ugly. So just something to consider.
Maybe we could make a mural.
There you go, Lori.
All right. Public art. So, very legitimate concern, absolutely. And that area along Chamawa, a number of properties have had to add features for their safety and so forth. It's nice to meet you, by the way. I met the previous owner when he had his barber shop, so pleasure to meet you. But it sounds like there are a couple of options. The city has, a very big one. But if you want to work with your landscape architect and then work with our planning staff on where the rights-of-way are, our planning staff is really helpful on understanding what part is your property in the city and what might be compatible with our codes, but also to enhance the safety of your property. And so I'm going to look at Mr. Witham for assistance with the planning in terms of where the city right-of-way is and the allowable options that they have. Would that be fair, Mr. Witham?
Yeah, I just was pulling up a map and kind of looking at it a little bit. I mean, without a survey, like we don't exactly know where it is, but it does kind of appear along the Shamawa side. It's kind of snapped to the back edge of that sidewalk real close. But what I'm hearing is your bigger concern is on the Kinglet side.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's a little bit, it's a little trickier to know where that is exactly. We've got kind of like you can give me a call, we can talk.
Sure.
There's kind of some little tricks of the trade that we can get close to kind of know where the right-of-way ends and the private property begins. And I would just offer this, like there is an element where on your private property, if you want to put landscaping boulders, you can do what you want. Yeah, I mean, that would be completely allowable. Wouldn't get into any weird ordinance issues with fences or anything like that. So that there would be that option, but I think, obviously, when we're talking about the Public Works Director putting things in the public right-of-way, I'm deferring to Bill on that, so.
Yeah.
Okay. So trying to provide some options that would work with you, and please reach out to our city staff for questions. They would be more than happy to assist you. Any questions from counselors? All right, thank you so much for bringing your concerns to us. Next up, I have Matt Nagley talking about the Kaiser Miracle of Lights. Is Matt here? Oh, there he is, okay. All right. And just a name and city of residence, and if you have 5 minutes to share.
Okay. Matt Negley, Kaiser. I'm here to address some issues on the light tour. It's something that we've been trying for the last couple of years to be addressed, and we seem to be running up against a brick wall and lack of concern. As you know, the signs are different than they used to be. They are less reflective than they used to be. They no longer have the flashing yellow lights. And the biggest issue we're having right now is there's 4 signs that have been placed where a normal sign wouldn't be placed. They've been moved from their traditional spot. The problem is they've been moved past the turn that they're asking people to make. And so what we're finding is people are missing the turn and then making snap turnarounds in our driveways. And when you have sidewalks filled with kids and dogs and everybody else walking the tour and nobody's wearing bright clothing, we're seeing a lot of people almost get hit. And that is a really big concern to us. I brought this to the Gubser Neighborhood Association president, who basically equated my concern with her husband being late home by a few minutes because people were looking at lights. I was also told that Public Works put the signs out, which is false. Public Works said that, hey, the signs are installed uniformly, so there's no problem with them. This is an issue because, my parents have been one of the main parts of the tour for 34 years on the corner of Rockledge and McLeod. Across the street, they helped run the Food Barrel for 11 years. So they are very knowledgeable what should and should not be. And so our concern is, why is this not being addressed when we're bringing this to all the relevant parties and saying, hey, you've made a change that has made this tour less safe. And rather than put things back as they were, we're just getting stonewalled. Being told, hey, we don't use sandwich boards anymore for those locations. We don't use them at all. But yet, there's a sandwich board on McLeod that says take a left into Mistwood. We were told that, the signs were getting stolen. We said, hey, some time ago, the city installed lock points for those signs to be chained down so they didn't get stolen. We were told those don't exist. And so I guess my question is, why is this not an issue? If we're saying people are almost getting run over on a nightly basis, why aren't the signs being put back to where they were traditionally? And it's 4 locations, and it just doesn't make any sense. And it's to the point where you have neighbors who are, core parts of this tour saying, hey, do we just not put up lights anymore and remove ourselves so we don't have any responsibility if somebody gets run over in our driveway? This seems like a huge liability issue, because if the city's stamping, their approvals to where these signs are at, who's going to be left holding the bag when, lawsuits come down the line if somebody gets hit? And also it seems like the neighborhood association is more concerned with shutting down hot chocolate stands in the neighborhood than addressing, people almost getting run over. We're being lied to, saying there's permits and all this stuff in play. So I'm here hoping to get some answers that I can, give my neighbors as to why things are continuing the way they are. I even came down last week after being stonewalled by the Neighborhood Association and Public Works. I came down to the Food Barrel. I spoke with a counselor, city manager, chief of police, and was told, hey, this is a no-brainer. Yet here we are, nothing's changed. So, I have a list of the 4 locations. I have pictures that I can show you if anybody's interested in seeing them. This makes no sense. And so, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for bringing this to us. And I know I'm going to go with Councilor Parsons, and I'm going to go to Mr. Brown. And I'm the chief, because I believe you've had conversations, yes?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna
yes,
go
we had
Counselor Parsons.
conversations with him, but I also want to state that we had several people that went around the block a couple of times because they couldn't see the signs, they didn't know where the signs were. So they were going around the block a few times. So we had to say, oh, no, it's over there, it's over there. So I agree, there's a couple of them, I believe, that need to be moved up. Like the signs here, but the streets here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they used
and
to
they're
be
not
on
seeing
sandwich
it. Yeah,
boards
they're not seeing
before
it.
the turns, and now they've been moved to the stop signs for ease of installment, as we were told. But the stop sign is past the turn. For example, the one on, say, Rockledge Drive and Rockledge Court, there's two signs on that stop sign. The one when you leave the cul-de-sac there, perfectly fine, says take a right. But the sign that should be before that stop sign that says turn into the court is mounted on that stop sign. So if there's a car at that stop sign, which is, it's a part of the tour, you can't see that sign at all. The one that was mounted on the stop sign in my parents' yard, there's a 10-foot blow-up snowman behind it. People don't see a 2x3 sign that's not reflective and no flashing light on it. The night that I went down to speak to, the council members, walking through the neighborhood, I watched 3 cars on Amy and Stonehenge just blew right by it. And then you see them trying to make last minute, quick decisions to turn around people's driveways. That's a danger. And, it needs to be addressed. This is not something, I was told, takes committees, just put it back. It was that way for 30-something years. Somebody made the decision to change it. The changes are wrong. They don't work. Put it back. We don't want to see kids getting run over in our driveways. And I did have a question. Is there an actual permit to run the Christmas light tour?
Yes, there is. Mr. Wood, did you want to address that? I think you did. Who handled the permit?
Yeah, that is correct. There is a permit with Marion Polk Food Share.
Okay. So
Is that just for them to set up on the street, or is that for the whole tour in general?
It's for the whole tour in general.
the whole
Okay.
event? Mhm. Yeah, there is a permit.
Okay.
So, I managed to glean 3 locations. I got
there's-
Rockledge Drive at Rockledge Court,
Yes,
Rockledge Drive at McLeod,
yes.
Amy and Stonehenge. What's the 4th one?
Mistwood and 14th.
Okay.
Yeah, that's, and that one also, in that one, he has a great Christmas light display. And you are looking at Christmas lights, not the little sign that's basically completely overshadowed by the yard. And we have the same problem in our yard. Our yard, we decorate up. We enjoy it. We love seeing the kids, smile and all this, but it's, to put it in perspective, last year, the sign got moved by the neighbors because nobody was taking the initiative. And this was after we started a drinking game. Drink every time somebody misses the turn. We thought we'd get a couple hours entertainment out of it. We had to stop the game after 15 minutes because we're done. So, it's a big problem. And how, in a perfect world, everybody's looking for the signs, everything, but like I said, now that the different signs, you can't see them for 2 to 3 blocks like you used to. They don't have those blinking lights, and then having them in the wrong places, it's asking for trouble. So.
Thank you. I have all 4 of those written down. Mr. Brown, would it be reasonable to recommend that our staff work with the event organizer to update the placement of these signs so that we can deal with this issue and then it can be memorialized for the future?
Yeah, we'll take a look at it, Madam Mayor and Council, tomorrow. And I know we made a change, I think it was on Saturday afternoon, and got a sign at the where your parents' house is on McLeod and Michael?
Yeah, it was a really ratty looking construction sign with like some black duct tape on it that didn't even look official, and it's orange and white, doesn't match any of the things. So now currently the sign that was on that stop sign is mounted to that sandwich board. And people are not missing the turn there anymore. But the other 3 locations, the neighbors have not taken it upon themselves to change the sign back to where it traditionally was. And it needs to be fixed. It shouldn't be one of those things where people who have been part of the tour for, 3+ decades and know the tour intimately are bringing safety concerns that are being blown off. Because this was brought to, people's attentions last year and nothing happened. And so as soon as those signs went out the first day, once again, it was, hey, what are you doing? This is wrong. And it's just, nope. We're putting them where we're putting them, and that's that. And we're saying that's not safe. Well, doesn't matter.
So, it's the volunteer who puts up the signage for us, and we want to make sure that the plans, because year over year, volunteers can change, and it's very important to have everything written down. As we've been working on updating this wonderful event, we've been making sure everything is in writing. So if somebody wins the lottery, the notebook's there to hand on to the next people who didn't win the lottery, and continue to have that information year over year. So, Mr. Brown, would you and the staff team look at how we may memorialize this for the people who volunteered to do the installation?
That's even been the frustrating part. My dad was out there when he put the sign up this year and said, hey, that's not where it's at, where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be over there. And no, we've been doing this for 20 years. Well, you're wrong. I mean, that's just, you're just lying at that point. They haven't been there for 20 years in the wrong spot. This is just over the last couple of years that this has become an issue, that somebody decided, hey, we don't want to use sandwich boards anywhere other than the one on McLeod.
Yeah, the changes made on the signs, the sandwich boards, especially those blinking lights, were hideously expensive to run. So all of those were updated and changed, and with change, sometimes we have to make adaptations and make sure that it's done the way that needs to.
Yeah.
So I will look at our staff team, working with the event organizers.
And change is good.
To
There's
follow up.
nothing wrong with change, new
Right.
blood, but when it puts people's safety at risk, that's not good change.
Understood.
That should be completely reversed immediately, and it shouldn't be one of these things where, I mean, honestly, I shouldn't have had to come here after speaking to the people I have. I mean, I should have stopped with the neighborhood association, and it
I
didn't.
understand.
So,
I do want to get to Councilor Christopher, who has her hand up, if I may.
okay.
All right.
Thank you. My question was, he is absolutely right about those blinking yellow lights on the top. And now, so many of those are solar generated. I'm wondering if maybe you, Mr. Brown, could check in to see if that's something that we could potentially contribute to this project. I don't think they're very expensive, and it wouldn't require any maintenance because they're solar. So when the lights go out, the lights come on. I really think that could help. That really helped on the snow cops.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Those are those old, heavy, delightful battery things that were,
Yeah.
doorstop is a nice way to put it. So, technology can be our friend. They worked as long as the battery was still working, and those were so expensive. So, Chief, did you have anything to add?
Two things. I told Matt he needs to drink smaller amounts if he's going to play that game, so the game lasts longer. So that would have been helpful. I did tell him that. The next thing is I drove the route afterwards and after the yellow sign. The yellow sign wasn't the prettiest, but it sure was effective. I didn't get lost. It's hard to make a rule for every driver, but those 4 intersections, as we look at the permit, especially for next year, pre-approval, we can look at the signage and just make sure that we fix that before we issue the permit. So that's for next year, but we can talk further with, we have a meeting tomorrow.
I think
We can
that's
talk
kind of where
Good.
some of the disconnect
Okay.
too has happened is, Public Works drove the route during the day. And I doubt that when you drove the route, you had a carload full of kids, you probably had your lights on. And that's not the case for a lot of the cars. They're not driving with their lights on. They're distracted, and so, you're looking for the signs, they're looking at Christmas lights. And that's kind of where we have to come at this from, is not the best case scenario, but we need to kind of come at it from the worst case scenario. Otherwise, you're just leaving the city, the neighborhood association, all those residents down there, up for liability if somebody gets run over in our driveway. And that just can't happen.
Well, thank you so much for bringing this to us, and we'll look forward to follow up and then writing things down so we continue to make improvements on this event year over year and make it as safe and as enjoyable as we can for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you very much. That is everybody I had signed up for public comment. Is there anyone else? Okay, we are going to go to our consent calendar. Council President Starr, would you please read the item on tonight's consent calendar?
Our consent calendar for tonight reads, Item A, approval of the December 1st, 2025 regular session minutes.
Does anybody need to pull it for changes? Nope. Council President Starr?
I move the Kaiser City Council adopt the consent calendar as read.
Second.
The consent calendar has been moved and seconded. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously, one absent. We are now going to go to administrative action. People who usually watch our city council meetings know that we usually do public hearings first, but because of the nature of the information in the public hearing, we are going to take this ordinance on administrative action first, so that we will be able to complete the resolution if we so choose under the public hearing. With that, item 8A is an ordinance relating to auto-oriented uses in Kaiser Station Area B, amending Kaiser Code Appendix A, Section 2.1104.04 and Section 2.110.05. City Manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council. I'm really grateful for Mr. Witham for moving this expeditiously through the different phases of it. So with that introduction, I'll turn the time over to him.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Witham.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Madam Mayor, City Council. So this is back before you all. We had the public hearing on December 1st meeting. Previous to that, we had a public hearing at the Planning Commission on, I believe it was November 12th. This basically is a very finite change. It adds, the use is technically automotive services except repair, which is currently not allowed within the commercial mixed-use zone. The proposed language will allow that specific category of uses, which includes a bit of a broad grouping, but it would allow that as a conditional use within the commercial mixed-use zone, and more specifically, on the east side of Kaiser Station Boulevard in Kaiser Station Area B. So this is essentially the crossing the T or dotting the I, if you will. So the ordinance is in the packet, brought back to you all after our last meeting, after the close of the public hearing. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
All right, thank you very much. Are there any questions for Mr. Witham? All right, seeing none, Council President Starr, would you please put the motion on the table?
Yes, I will. I move that the Kaiser City Council adopt ordinance number 2025 relating to auto-oriented uses in Kaiser Station Area B, amending Kaiser Code Appendix A, Section 2.110.04 and Section 2.110.05.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Kaiser City Council adopt ordinance number 2025 relating to auto-oriented uses in Kaiser Station Area B, amending Kaiser Code Appendix A, Section 2.110.04 and Section 2.110.05. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, please signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously with one absent. We will now go to public hearings. Item 9A, a resolution authorizing city manager to sign purchase and sale agreement with CPD Real Company LLC. The public hearing is now open. City manager.
Thank you, Madam Mayor and Council again. On the heels of that approval for Kaiser Station Area B, we're tipping the dominoes. And so we have, the public hearing is for the sign the purchase and sale agreement with CPD Real Company. So I'll pass it over to Mr. Lindsay, who's been working on this with their council.
Thank you. Mr. Lindsay.
Yes, thank you. So when a public entity such as our local government wants to make a sale of real property, we have to give out notice, which we've done, and have a public hearing, which we're doing. And we have to have evidence of value, which you have in your packet, starting on page 22 and 23. And so there was a appraisal of these 4 properties, which are, they sit right next to the transit center in Kaiser Station. And so the idea here is that this purchase and sale agreement has with it conditions for, where you'd see a lot of commercial property, pretty typical conditions. And then we have a couple of different conditions because this area has a master planning process that the purchaser is going to have to go through. But generally speaking, this is a situation where they have money in escrow. Per usual, they're going to be paying the appraisal amount, which is 1.905 million. And the conditions that they're going to have to meet is that they're going to have to go through and do a master plan process, which is really an arm's length. Some of the language in here is just that the city has to act like a city in this regard. And so it's going to be a real arm's length. They have to come to us and get a bona fide change to the plans with which, how they want to treat this land. And so this is a mid-step along the way, and hopefully things go well, and hopefully this transaction goes clear through. If you have any other questions for me, I'm happy to answer.
All right, thank you very much. Are there any questions? This is questions on the staff report of the proposal. Councilor Parsons?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Mayor. The date on this, though, is the 25th of November, 2024. Was that the date of the valuation a year ago?
Yes, that's correct. That was when it was done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions?
And I guess implicit in that is it's not the most updated appraisal, but that the requirement of law is just that there is some evidence of value. And we think that this is actually pretty good evidence of value, so.
Okay. Any further questions? I don't have anybody signed up for the public comment during the public hearing. Is there anyone present who would like to address the council on this matter? Going once, going twice. Okay, I have no takers. Councilors, any additional information prior to close of the public hearing? Okay. Public hearing is now closed. Council President Starr, would you please put a motion on the table?
I move that the Kaiser City Council adopt Resolution R2025, authorizing the city manager to sign a purchase and sale agreement with CPD Real Company LLC.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Kaiser City Council adopt Resolution R2025, authorizing city manager to sign purchase and sale agreement with CPD Real Company LLC. Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed, signify by saying no. Hearing no objection, motion passes unanimously with one absent. That concludes our public hearings for this evening. Other business, the time is provided to allow the mayor, city council members, or staff an opportunity to bring new or old matters before the council that are not on tonight's agenda. Mr. Brown, does staff have any additional action that they'd like to bring to council tonight?
Just to mention that we decided to push back the work session following the regular session today on the Bailey Road property, so that we're, make sure we fully prepared for it.
Okay. So we will not be having a work session upon conclusion of the city council meeting. We did notice one, and we'll be pushing that out to a date to be determined in January. Is that correct? Okay. All right, anything else? Council members, anybody have other business to bring this evening? Councilor Kohler.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. There's 2 council meetings in January. I plan not to be here. I'll be out of town. Is there a method that I can get approval to do Zoom for those 2 meetings?
That would be under 3.10, Council President Starr.
I move that the council allow Councilor Kohler to appear electronically and be considered in attendance in our meetings in January.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Kaiser City Council approve that Councilor Kohler attend both of our regular council meetings in January electronically by Zoom and be considered in attendance. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed, signify by saying no. Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
What about the work session? Is that included?
That is separate.
Okay.
I'm missing work session too.
I don't know what work session there is, so if there is, fine, let's do it.
We can deal with that when we get to it? Or do you want to do it all at once?
We can do it all at once if you want.
Okay. Would you like to,
Go for it.
yeah, we can go for all. Councilor Christopher?
I need someone, if anyone is available, to take the KPAC committee tomorrow, and I'm not sure it's going forward. We have a quorum issue. It's the holidays. And so I have not heard yet from the chair whether or not it's moving forward. But is anyone available to take that for me tomorrow night at 6 o'clock? They're usually a 1-hour meeting.
I can.
Okay, Shani, so Council President Starr says she can take it.
Thank you.
Okay, let's circle back to amending Councilor Kohler's request that his appearing by Zoom will also include work sessions. So,
So moved.
moved and seconded that Councilor Kohler appearing by Zoom will include work sessions in the month of January 2026. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, signify by saying no. Okay, Zoom away.
Thank you.
All right, fantastic. Staff updates. Mr. Cleaver?
No updates.
All right, Mr. Brown?
Wait.
Well, what?
Well, is there an update on the recruitment for Public Works?
We are holding interviews tomorrow for some, our next round of candidates and continuing to go through that process.
How many candidates are you down to?
We're down to just a handful of candidates at this point.
Great, okay, thank you.
Good question. Mr. Brown?
No other items.
Okay. Mr. Wood?
Just happy holidays, everyone, and continue to conserve water. Hopefully Santa will bring you all big cases of water this year. That will save your sewer, as you won't be running water through these sewer pipes and causing you grief for the rest of the year because big sewer bills bring out the Grinch.
Well said. Thank you much. Ms. Bissett? Okay. Chief?
Couple things. We had a parade last weekend that brought out,
Yes,
it was
we did.
awesome, by the way. Chamber did a great job, a lot of entries, they were beautiful. A lot of people showed up to that parade.
Yeah.
Not sure if you knew that. There was a ton of people. I just want to give a shout out though to a couple people, specifically on our side. Martin Powell put that whole plan together to block intersections and to secure the parade route and make sure it operated as it should, which was, you know, if the absence of the police presence means it went really well, and they just went right down River Road. It's beautiful. But Salem Police Department provided some motors for us and about, I think, 10 cadets to assist, and then Marion County also showed up to help us. So big thanks to them. We couldn't have done it without them as well. So we share by giving our motor guys to their Lights Parade in November. The next thing is, before we meet again as a group here, we will have Coffee with a Cop. That is going to be the 23rd, which is a Tuesday from 9 to 11 at the River Road Starbucks. So I heard, and I think it's true, that Santa Claus can take some time out of his day to show up and pass out some presents. So that'll be very nice of him. We appreciate that.
So it's at the River Road Starbucks on December 23rd, 9 to 11.
Correct.
Okay.
Madam-
Yes, Mr. Brown.
Also, prevail upon the chief. I made the mistake of going to Target Saturday morning.
Uh-huh.
And you might want to say what I ran into.
I apologize to a majority of I heard this from so many people. Like, why did I go to Target on Saturday morning to go buy anything at all? So I caught a few people as they left going, wow, that was insane. So yeah, Shop with the Cop was put on. I Believe in Your Communities, the organization, the nonprofit organization that kind of funds this thing and organizes it, and did a phenomenal job. We invited 900 kids to shop it. Thank you for the prompt. I purge it every year because it's a long day for some of our officers. They start at 8 in the morning and go till, however late the parade went on Saturday. But 135 law enforcement officers from, it was even National Guard showed up, OSP, Salem, State, and Almsville, OSP, certainly Salem, Marion County, and then Kaiser had a pretty good showing there as well. But I'm probably missing lots of different law enforcement agencies that showed up, but it was a phenomenal event. I got to go walk around with a few kids. They're just ear-to-ear smiles. And Target, I don't know if you shop there. I don't really care if you shop there, but a big thank you to them. They provided a Santa Claus hot chocolate, candy canes. They just created a great atmosphere for these kids to go shop. And it was pretty seamless, other than if you were there to actually get real stuff, like for your own Christmas shopping, it was a pain in the rear. But for the rest of us that were there for Shop with a Cop, it was amazing. So anyways, for the next year, don't come on whatever that second Saturday is of the month of December to Target between about 8 and 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Testify, I was one of those that said, what is going on? Because I couldn't find parking anywhere, and I completely forgot about that. So wonderful job. Councilor Christopher?
Thank you. I too want to say, I was remiss in not saying thank you and acknowledging Chief Elf of the City of Kaiser for this holiday season, which has been our council president, Shani Starr. It started when she got the lights turned on the Christmas tree. Then she's followed up with, I think that was the best parade. I bet there was the most people ever, and it was almost 2 hours long, and they were terrific float. I mean, everybody's talking about what a great parade it was. And then ending with the Santa breakfast, you had lots of the chamber folks out there. So kudos to you, council presidents. I hope you get to sleep now, because you couldn't have been sleeping the last month. You've been everywhere, doing everything, just been a fantastic leader, so thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Christopher. It's definitely been a big team effort, so.
Thank you. Mr. Lawyer? Grand Marshal,
Thank you,
shall we say.
Madam
Oh, yeah.
That was quite an honor and quite a great time to ride in the parade on Saturday night. It was made even more special for me because my staff built the float. And kudos to them and all their talents and efforts that they put into building the float every year. This one was right there. I mean, they just try to top themselves every year, and I think they do. My granddaughter had a wonderful time. The little girl didn't stop waving the whole parade. She did not stop. It was just great. And I was really honored to have a picture of her and I on the front page of the Statesman this morning. So it was pretty nice. Other than that, happy holidays to everybody. I will not be here for the first meeting in January, council meeting. I'll be in Arizona. That means I have 2 council meetings left. Ooh. Count them, 2. Thank you very much.
You're counting them.
We're not counting.
Thank you very much. And congratulations.
Run.
Mr. Witham.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everyone. I unfortunately did not get to attend the parade or be at the tent with y'all. I apologize for my lack of presence, but I did have a good excuse. Two of my three children, well, my two younger of the three children, both graduated from college last week. So we were in Arizona celebrating them. So,
Congratulations.
yes, no more
Tuition
education,
checks.
no more education bills. Merry Christmas to everybody.
Yeah.
There's a Christmas
Congratulations.
present right there.
Yeah, no joke.
I actually have two matters and then a third, which is I'll do the third first. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to everybody. I wanted to bring up that this isn't for decision now, but I just want to make sure if we do work on this, that you guys go, yeah, we want to hear about this. The first is we have two programs coming up for art. One is the street art program and one is the storm drain art program. And both of those programs envision that the process for selecting the site will be up to a different entity than usually picks this. Because usually the city council picks where our public art goes. And so these two particular programs, one says that environmentals will be picking the storm drain art locations, and the other says that the public works will be. And so I wanted to say, hey, should I bring forward your resolution so that we could exempt those two types of art from your decision-making? And so if I sort of see like a bit of head nodding, that
But wait,
seems okay.
I have a question on that.
Yeah.
Counselor Christopher.
We haven't finished the updated master plan to know if they're even going to accept those programs. So shouldn't that happen first, Joe? And then if they accept the programs, then the reason that it's a different entity picking the locations is the adjacency to safety. One is for clean water and the other one is because they're using public roads. So that's why it's not the KPAC folks picking the locations. It's Public Works on the street art and it is the environmental crew on the drain art. But we don't even know if the city council is going to approve both those programs yet. So I'm just wondering about which comes first, the chicken or the egg?
And why don't we say if they come to you guys in a way that it looks like you are going to be entertaining it, then I'll have that resolution there to go
great.
just in case. And then if you guys nix it and say no, then we won't do the resolution even if we do the programs. And then we'll just,
That's it. That's perfect.
okay. And then the second one is, so I'll put a pin in that until that comes closer. The other one is there have been, since I've gotten here, a decent amount of complaints. Right before I got here, we upped our insurance rates to $2 million and $4 million for our events in the center over here and also special events. Apparently those levels are somewhat onerous for smaller vendors and for folks who don't have, a big organization that can spread that cost over many events and things like that. So I am looking for a consensus. Should I bring back this idea with some ideas? We had our risk manager over here, even spoke with the CIS risk manager. And so we've done some groundwork, but I just wanted to see, are you guys fine seeing that in January coming forward too?
Yeah.
So that we can potentially relax those levels a little bit.
Well, and I think we've got comparables where the level at which an event would trigger going from a 1 to a 2 million in coverage, but a lot of our smaller ones, private ones and so forth, the little events, it makes sense for this lower amount. So if we could get an analysis back and add that category, I think there's some prudence in that. Council President Starr?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. And Mr. Lindsay, this isn't just about the organizations that are having the events here. This is also, is this related to vendors that want to be able to provide services to the entities that are holding events here? So it's really having an impact.
Yeah, they can't
Locally.
even be on the list if they don't have the higher rate
Correct.
right now.
Okay.
And so it is true, it is sort of limiting that list a little bit. And we will present all of that information to you, but I just wanted to make sure that that seems like something that you guys would be at least happy to hear about, and then you can decide later.
That feels very reasonable. Any comments, council?
Yeah,
Councilor Christopher?
thank you. So, and would you include the incident rate? Because we've not heard about any incidents. So that's certainly going to back up the ability for us to be flexible if we haven't had any incidents that have required that type of insurance.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep.
Otherwise, thanks for the gift, Mayor. I love homemade jelly.
Enjoy. All right, that concludes our staff updates. Let's go to our council member reports. Councilor Duran.
I don't have a whole lot. I helped set out garbage cans for the parade on Saturday, and it was beautiful weather at 7 o'clock in the morning, which is so nice compared to the last couple of years where it was either freezing rain or pouring down rain, so it was good. And then I enjoyed the parade from my office and didn't help with anything on Saturday night, so that was nice to be able to enjoy it.
Fair.
And then I helped with flipping pancakes yesterday morning and had a great time with that. So other than that, that's all I got.
All right, thank you very much. Council President Starr.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank the amazing volunteers that were Santa's elves in Kaiser this month and still yet to come through this week and the weekend. It's been a great holiday season and just wanted to recognize that it's definitely, it's a huge team effort to do the holidays in Kaiser. So thank you to all of the little elves. The other thing is I too served lots of pancakes and eggs and sausage links Saturday morning. It was a beautiful parade. I want to thank everyone who came out to watch it. I walked the parade route and it was definitely packed all along the route, sometimes 4 rows deep. So just a great turnout by the Kaiser community. But Christmas is not done yet. If you would like to help wrap presents for those in our community that we get to I think literally would say bless. This holiday season, wrapping will commence on Wednesday, the 17th at 4:30. We call it Santa Central, but it is really Lake Point Church on North Broadway, which is just across from like the KFC. Right there kind of on the southern tip of Kaiser, right where it meets Salem. So there at 4:30, and then if you'd like to help deliver, that same location, Santa Central, on Saturday the 20th at 9 a.m. So please come one, come all, and participate in the holiday festivities. And also would like to give a shout out to Kaiser Elks for partnering on the food boxes for those families. So without them, this project wouldn't be possible. So I look forward to seeing all the little elves this week.
Thank you very much. Councilor Kohler, any more elf updates?
Oh, there's so many things that are going on. I think Jill needs an extra special thank you too. She's been through a lot the last couple of weeks, and especially, and please bless her and her family. Keep their prayers. I got to go to another trash meeting, a Materials Management Advisory Council meeting. We got to tour the facility out at Brook Lake Road called Resource. Pretty exciting stuff. We got to witness a hot load. Do you know what a hot load means?
Nope.
No.
A hot load means that somebody threw away some stuff that, in this case, it was like a 40 watt battery that was compressed, and what it did is it caught fire, and so the load in the garbage truck was burning, and so they brought that in and they dumped it and they let it burn up. So I got to experience what a hot load was, so that's pretty exciting. I attended the VCC. We had a great discussion on procedures and how we're going to appoint things. I attended the funeral for Lori Moreland. I just want to say we have so wonderful people here in Kaiser, and we don't seem to have the same type of thing going on here that we do and that we see and witness in other communities, sometimes other countries. But I just want to condemn violence against Jews and other groups, religious groups, and I will always defend free speech, but I'll never, we should never condone violence. And especially with Hanukkah and everything, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas and all. And again, just a little poem. I've wept in the night for the shortness of sight, that to others needs made me blind, but I never have yet had a tinge of regret for being a little too kind. Merry Christmas, be kind to others.
Thank you very much. Well said, Counselor. Counselor Parsons.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I was going to give a CDEC report, but Robin did. I was going to give a Parks report, Liam did. So they gave you probably more than I would have. So great job, both you guys. I got to experience the parade before the parade started and helping judge, which I appreciate so much. Thank you, Shani. I have to say, that was the best parade we've had, I think, ever in this town.
Absolutely.
And it was so amazing. And the floats, people were having so much fun. And they had heaters too, so when we got really cold, we went to, use their heaters. But they even commented on how many people, were there, how many floats, and the music. I mean, just everything that was happening. They even thought, oh, I would rather watch the parade than be in the parade, right? So some of them were a little like that. But I just have to say, the Elks too, we are filling the food boxes Friday at 5, if anyone wants to come help. Usually we do 4 food boxes per family. So that's quite a bit. We are also delivering on Saturday morning at 9. So if they run out of gifts to you to carry, come over to the Elks. I'm sure we'll be able to fill up your truck, get the families their needed food for the holidays. So that's all I got. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun to judge floats and do that. Oh, Mr. Lawyer? Yes.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Listening to all you talk about the parade reminded me, I forgot to mention one thing. We had some friends that were actually in the parade, walked the parade. She lost her wallet on the way. And he let me know that, see if there was anything I could do. I sent out a couple texts. A couple people didn't come up with anything, but he let me know yesterday that Mr. Wallery was handed the wallet and he took it back to them and everything was there, including the cash.
Oh
so that just tells you how great the community of Kaiser is. I had to share that. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, thank you for sharing that. Counselor Christopher.
Thank you. I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to everybody. So I ate the breakfast that Shani delivered, and I ate the pancakes that Counselor Duran cooked, and I enjoyed the parade that Shani put on. So I feel like this has all been one great big gift for my family and I want you to know I will not be able to help deliver the food baskets this year. I can't tell you, I don't know how many years, maybe 20 that we've done that, but I'm having to make a big sacrifice for my grandson who got called up to play baseball over the Christmas holiday. So my husband and I will be accompanying him. He had to have a chaperone and his parents couldn't go. So we'll be accompanying him for 3 days in Hawaii. It's a huge sacrifice, but I'm willing to make it for my grandson.
I really feel
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. And aloha.
Thank you.
Just a couple of things on my end. Been busy with some of the local agencies, the Mid-Willamette Valley Homeless Alliance, the executive committee, and that was covered by both myself and, of course, Counselor Cross, who is our representative there. Let's see. Great turnout for City Council and staff at the Miracle Lights Collection Barrel on the 6th. Thank you to everybody who came and did that. We had a great turnout and collected a lot of food. So many very generous people in our community. People were walking and biking, and we did get a visit from Buddy the Elf. It was fantastic. On Monday, the 8th, I did attend the Business Leadership Summit in Portland. This is an 23rd year of this annual event that brings business leadership, state and local leadership together to do, learn about where we are in our local and state economy, what are our opportunities, what are things that we need to be working on. And as anybody who is even remotely in business right now, there's a lot to work on to build or possibly rebuild the Oregon economy. There's a lot of really good information. I encourage people to go to the Oregon Business Plan website to learn more about that. Thank you to everybody who put together, especially Mr. Daiki Kamiyama and Mr. Brown, for putting together the EO Kaiser MOU signing ceremony on the 10th. So we have signed that memorandum of understanding, and we will be moving forward with putting together our sister city agreement between EO and Kaiser. Also, a huge thank you to Kazumi Ito from our East Salem Rotary, who was over in Japan and did the translation for us once again. So really excited to move this forward to finalize our sister city agreement with EO in 2026. And coming up, there are a couple of meetings, not a whole lot. We have the Mid-Willamette Valley Council of Government Board on the 16th, and then I will be attending the League of Oregon Cities Housing Policy Committee meeting on the 18th. New rules were adopted by the Land Conservation and Development Commission. There were about 413 pages of new rules around housing. Let that one sink in. I am going to, want to talk about MVPs, and that would be Alexandra Ring. She is our housing lobbyist for the League of Oregon Cities, plowing through all of that with all of the planners that are helping to get input and to do the best we can to, and I'm going to quote her, make them less bad.
I'm sure they're bad.
So I listen because I'm not a planner. I don't play one on TV, but listening to what is coming down the pipe for cities to have to get into our codes, make sense of these over 400 pages of rules, and at the same time being told by state leadership they want us to have more housing built in our cities.
Yeah.
Here's the message. Please talk to the cities before you pass more rules. So, yeah. And with that, there's the Grinchy, the Grinchy part of the evening. But I will be in that meeting to find out how they were possibly made less bad. And I've been asked to be vice chair of that committee, policy committee for next year, getting ready for, heaven help us, 2027. So with that, hopefully at that point, then meetings will stop, the holidays, and time together with family, friends. And thank you, Councilor Kohler, for reminding us that peace will prevail. I was privileged to be part of the menorah lighting yesterday, the Grand Menorah in Salem. I was invited by Rabbi Perlstein to join him, our Jewish community members, Mayor Julie Hoy, and other leaders to celebrate the start of Hanukkah for our Jewish community, and we will stand beside them and with them every step of the way. All people shall be treated with dignity and respect in Kaiser and be able to practice their faith freely and without fear. So happy Hanukkah to everyone, Merry Christmas, and however you celebrate this holiday season, please enjoy it with peace and joy and love. And with that, anything else for the good of the order? The time is 7:24. We are adjourned.